to a new vlog. It is Saturday morning right now and we are about to go head to the market. We are gonna go get the vegetables for the week at the market, and then Job is gonna go to the grocery store to get the rest of our groceries, and then I'm actually headed to an event which I'm actually quite nervous for. It is a matcha event from Miriam, who is a matcha business owner. Like, she has her own like matcha accessories brand which is called Inori, and I'm so excited because I actually have been wanting to try it out and look at the products, and it's at Ume Studio, which I also have never been, so I'm very excited, but I'm also a little bit nervous to be going alone, so hopefully I can meet some people and just chat and be okay. Yesterday after work I literally sprinted to Pull&Bear because a few weeks ago I found these jeans, which I ended up not actually buying because I was a little bit indecisive and I was in the mood not to spend money. Yesterday I just wanted to go to Pull&Bear and get these jeans because they're a little bit of like a darker wash, which I usually don't really wear, and I also feel like the barrel fit, you probably can't really see it right now, but barrel jeans kind of really fit my legs because I also have the Uniqlo barrel trousers in white, which I also really like the shape of, so I just felt like I needed these jeans, and I saw this blouse on Instagram from someone and I just immediately had to get it because it's this like butter yellow with blue stripes color, and then I got something that Job hates me for because I have so many bags. But a few weeks ago when I like found these jeans, I also found this bag which is also like, it's very dark brown but also a little bit burgundy-ish, and I just felt like I needed this, and I'm immediately gonna wear the entire outfit, so I'm really excited. And lastly, I'm gonna pair it with my loafers, and I'm really hoping I'll be able to walk on these for longer than 10 minutes, so hopefully I'm not gonna get too many blisters. And lastly, you might not care, but I'm wearing these socks from Arket, which honestly is a part of the outfit because they just make a difference. I love them so much. So I'm actually really excited to be wearing a new outfit. We're gonna go to the market and then head to the matcha event. The sun was shining, but now it's disappeared again. Job is actually working on the house today, and I can sometimes either help or I can be very much in the way of things. So instead of just annoying him at home today, I'm gonna go head into the city center because I have a few stores that I still want to pop into. So I think I'm just gonna do a little bit of shopping and then head home and maybe still help him a little bit if he wants my help, because I don't actually know if I can help him a lot with those things today. First we're gonna do a bit of shopping because I'm in a shopping mood. Myself a coffee, and I said I was gonna go on a little shopping spree because I was in a shopping mood, and I still ended up going to only 2 stores, which are the stores that I already planned to go to. Shopping, honestly, overall is just a very overwhelming experience, I guess you could call it, because I don't know, I just get so overwhelmed when I'm shopping, especially in store, because it's usually, obviously in a city like Amsterdam, it's usually crowded. So usually I'm not in the biggest shopping mood, but the past few days I've actually been doing a little bit more shopping than usual, and I'm actually really excited about it because usually what I do is I want things and then I postpone those things for super long and I never end up getting them. Or when I get them, they're already like, it's already pretty late to get them, so I don't actually need them anymore. You get the point. So the past few days I've just been doing a little bit more shopping, and I got a few things for skiing, which I'm actually really excited for because we're going to Austria next week. Well, technically the week after next week, but I have literally not bought anything for snowboarding skiing in like 10 years maybe. Like either my mom would always still have something that I could use, or we'd get something like secondhanded or something, and even that, like there would just always be pants and a jacket that I fit. Like last year I wore my brother's old jacket. Side note, he's my little brother. Actually, he's not little anymore, but I'm basically wearing his child's jacket. Like that's actually crazy. So this week I was realizing that I never really get anything new for skiing. So I actually went to H&M last night because after work I wanted to go get these two that I showed you this morning. But I also had been looking at a little fleece jacket like this from H&M. I am actually obsessed with the H&M Move collection. I also got a new workout set from them, but I had been looking at this jacket for a long time because when the weather is getting a little bit better, you can just wear this on like a morning walk or something, and it's just super cute. And I figured I could also wear this when skiing because I just don't really like the look of like winter coats, like skiing jackets and everything. I just don't really like how it looks, and usually I'd get quite warm. I really hope the weather is going to cooperate so I can actually wear this instead of my brother's jacket. But I don't know, I just didn't really want to get another jacket that I just don't like the look of. So I got this one, and I also ordered the same thing basically, but then in black from Gina Tricot, and I really hope it's gonna arrive on time. But I think that one is a little bit thicker and a little bit warmer, and it has like a little higher neck, so I think it's just gonna be a little bit warmer. I really hope that's gonna arrive on time, and if the weather ends up being really bad, I can still wear a jacket because I'm definitely still gonna take that with me. But I just finally got something new, and now I'm very, very excited to go snowboarding again because I love snowboarding so much and skiing, and I wouldn't say it's my favorite holiday. Like I wouldn't skip other holidays for just skiing or snowboarding, but I do love it so much. And then about today, I went to the event and I was standing there because I'm usually really early to things because I absolutely hate being late. So I stand there and I go on Instagram, and suddenly I see that the first 15 people got a goodie bag, which I didn't know beforehand, but I got a goodie bag, and it made my day. Like I'm literally cannot explain to you how happy I am with this. These are literally a few of my favorite things, or things that I have been actually wanting to try out. So first off, we have some sweets. This one is almost empty, but more sweets. Then it has this, which is actually quite cute. I don't really know what I'm gonna do with this yet, but it's cute. Then for the main reason of the event, I got the Inori matcha shaker, which I'm actually really excited for. Basically, Inori is Miriam, her matcha brand, and she sells matcha accessories, and they're really cute. And her matcha shaker is really cool because basically you can just make a matcha in this and shake it, and then you can easily make a matcha on the go. I have been wanting to get this, but I kind of didn't really know if I was actually gonna use it because I haven't had a lot of situations where I would want to be making a matcha on the go. But I do love it if you're traveling a lot. I think this could be really useful if you drink a lot of matcha. So I'm very, very excited to be trying this out. Then I saw this 5-minute journal, which I think is so cute because I have been looking at this like a lot, and I would love to try this out because I feel like it's a very nice way of journaling. And how cute is this? Because first of all, I'm obsessed with brown and also with polka dots, so honestly this goodie bag is better than anything that I've bought myself today. Lastly, also the star of the show is matcha. I actually really love Lera matcha. It's a very nice matcha place in Amsterdam, so I'm so excited. Getting matcha, literally love language. I am so happy with this. And I'm a very simple girl. If I don't know, I'm gonna get a goodie bag, and then I end up getting a goodie bag with literally a few of my favorite things ever. This literally made my day already. Like that was before the event even started. And the event itself was just really good because you could also obviously shop at Ume Studio, and it was really nice. I saw a few cute things, but I didn't really want to just shop to shop. I think I've said this before, but recently, especially recently, but for a pretty long time, I've been trying to make like a wish list and actually shop my wish list instead of just go shopping, buy like cute things that you see, because in the end I end up not really loving those for a very long time. I usually wear things more and I'm just happier with things that I actually think about for more than 1 second. So I don't really like going into a store, seeing something and being like, oh, I'm gonna buy that like impulsively. I don't really like doing that anymore. So I didn't end up buying any clothing, but I wanted to go get some skincare, and I also wanted to pop by H&M Home because I saw this robe and I have been wanting to get a new robe for literally like a year and a half, I think. And I had one specific robe that I have been wanting for a year and a half. Last week I finally decided to splurge on this robe because it was a little bit more pricey, but it was still fine. So in the end I was like, okay, I'm gonna think about it a little more and then just decide on if I'm gonna get it. And then I decided that I was gonna get it until I realized that obviously Brooklinen is from the US and the shipping was $50 extra, and then you also had $40 extra customs. So the robe was already a little bit pricey, and then you had customs, shipping, and oh, that was just too crazy. So when I saw this robe from H&M Home, I was like, I'm gonna get this, and then I'll have a bit more time to figure out where my like plushy robe is gonna come from, because Brooklinen is not gonna work because they're from the US. So I got a robe in this like powder pinkish color. It looks a little bit orange too, which I actually quite really like, but I think the color is called pink, like powder pink. I just thought this color looks really cozy. It's a little bit more like towel material, which is something I personally don't really like in a robe, because I'd much rather have it like be very fluffy and cozy. I've just been needing to get a new robe for literally years and I keep postponing it, and I thought this one was really cute, so I'm very happy that I got this, and I got the matching towel to go with it. So I'm very excited to start wearing this in the mornings. And then I still have my white robe, which is a little bit more fluffy, and then I might still go and look for an actual robe that I'm gonna splurge on, because I've been so obsessed with the Brooklyn. I'll put a picture here. This is the one that I've been wanting for literally over a year. With the shipping and the customs, I don't even know why I hadn't looked at that before, but that's too much for just one robe. But I feel like this is a very good solution because this color is really, really adorable. And lastly, I stopped by the Bijenkorf because I had two things that I have been wanting to get, and then one that I'm dying to try out actually, which is this face mask. Honestly, I feel like every single person on earth keeps hyping up these face masks, and I need to try. I'm just super curious and I have to try. And when I was paying for this, the cashier literally went, oh my god, that is the best face mask in the world. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited to try. So this is the face mask that I'm going to try out, and I'm really excited. And then I had two products from Caudalie, if that's how you pronounce it, that I have been wanting to try out. Because first off, this SPF stick, because like I said, we're going skiing next week and usually it's sunny, which I obviously hope it will be next week. And then this is going to be really nice to be able to put on SPF like when you're out and about skiing, like it's a stick. So I feel like that's going to be really good. I thought they didn't have this, so I almost got the regular SPF, but then I went to the mini section and they still had this. And I also got these tanning drops. I've seen a few people use this and being very happy with it. So I used to use the Colosstar Magic drops for self-tanning your face, but I kind of got like a few weird patches from that, so I haven't used that in like 2 years. And now I'm using the Drunk Elephant drops, but with those you mix those with your moisturizer as well. But if you take off your makeup or if you take a shower, the self-tan goes away. So I figured this would be nice to try out, so maybe it stays on a little bit longer. Job just came in with a very big box of skiing stuff because he had to still get literally everything. But as I was saying, I can just tell a very big difference if my face is a little bit more tan, so I wanted to try this out. I don't know, I said I was in a shopping mood, but then I only went to 2 stores and went home. But right now we actually have a few more things to do at home. I feel like I've been talking about this a lot recently, but we finally improved some things in the apartment, which I'm so happy with. We finally got some lamps, and that is definitely a big improvement. It's making a lot of difference, and we're trying to find some decorations to go around it, but just the cozy lighting is already like a big difference than how it looked before. And right now Job is working on the floor because, might sound weird because we've been living here for like 6 months, but the floor wasn't completely finished. So Job's working on that today, and I think what I'm gonna do is change into some clothing that can get dirty and just a little bit more comfortable than jeans. But we made a few holes in the wall here and in the living room. We filled those holes up, but we still need to go and repaint it in like the bright white color, and then I might be able to help Job a little bit with the flooring or just clean some things up and things like that. Recently we've been just putting a little bit more effort into finally making our apartment feel a little bit more like home, and it's actually working. So yeah, I'm very excited to show you all of these changes. It is Sunday morning right now. I had a really good night's sleep and now I'm just having a little bit of a slower morning. I think what I'm gonna do is just read for a little bit and maybe make a quick coffee and something to eat before I go on my run. But this is the book that I've been reading and I simply cannot get into it, and it's so frustrating because I do feel like it can be an interesting story. I'm actually not far at all, but so far I can't get into it, and maybe it's because I haven't really been reading a lot recently, but I'm just not really enjoying this story. So I think I'm not gonna like not finish it because that's not something I like to do, but I think I'm gonna quit reading this now and pick a new book so I can actually get into a little bit of a reading flow again, and then when I like reading again I can get back to this book. So I think I still have quite a few books, but I think I might actually try Intermezzo again. I'm not 100% sure yet because I also feel like I started this at one point and then didn't actually end up reading more than 10 pages because I also couldn't really get into it, because I feel like this is a little bit of a complicated story because I've seen a lot of people not knowing if they like this book or not because I couldn't really get into it, and then later on they did end up liking it. But I think I might give this a shot. So I think I'm gonna make a coffee and start this book now, and hopefully it's gonna help me a little bit more to get into a reading flow again. And then I'm gonna go for a run. I've actually been following a training plan with Rana. I've probably heard about this app like a lot, but I feel like running gets so much easier if you actually stick to a plan. And I talked about this with Job the other day. I have never been like as consistent as I am now because I've literally not followed like a proper training plan ever, because every time I would either get injured, go on holiday, or something just would come up that would make me not running. So on my plan today I need to do a 7k at conversational pace, and I feel like that is also something that has been helping me a lot. I wouldn't say I let my ego get in the way of things, but when I was like injured and I wanted to start it back up, I keep saying injured, but in the end I wasn't like properly injured because I just didn't have enough strength. It is getting a lot better because I've been a lot more consistent with running without a lot of pain, which is good. But basically when I started to try running again, I wouldn't say my ego got in the way, but I had to go at a much slower pace than I was used to, and I can get very competitive, so going on like a very slow pace when I feel like I can go faster, it kind of is an ego and like competitive thing. But right now I'm actually doing most of my runs really slow, like much slower than you'd think you'd have to go, and honestly it's doing a lot for my heart rate, my ego, my just overall running, because it does actually make it easier. So take that for me, that it's actually good to go slower. So I'm gonna try and do a 7k at a conversational pace, which is also the longest run so far. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. But first we're gonna make a coffee and start this book. I just got ready after my run for a little Sunday coffee date, and we've finally been having a little bit more time for ourselves and like to do more spontaneous and just random things on the weekend. So I feel like these Sunday coffee dates is gonna be a little ritual from now on the weekends, so I'm really excited. And I think we're gonna head to 4850 because they have the best buns in the city and we're both obsessed with cardamom and cinnamon buns, so that's the plan. I'm actually so obsessed with the new bag. I feel like the detailing on it makes it very cute, and it's kind of like burgundy, so I feel like that makes it a little bit more like less basic. So yeah, that's the plan.